This example shows a simplified profit and loss account for food and non-food retailers. Gross sales is the total sales before any refunds, exchanges or local markdowns. Gross sales minus refunds, etc. gives net sales. Net sales is the money that ends up in the registers. Cost of goods sold is what the retailer pays to buy the goods to be sold to consumers. The cost of goods sold includes the purchase cost plus inbound shipping into the retailer's warehouse convention. This allows a more meaningful comparison between potential domestic and foreign suppliers. The net sales minus the cost of goods sold is called the gross profit, gross margin, or gross margin of profit. When discussing gross margin, the term is most often meant as a percentage of sales, as opposed to a monetary number. So in this case, we have sales of 100, and for food, the cost of goods sold is 80. Sales minus cost of goods sold is 20, the gross margin. In non-food, gross margins are higher, so sales are 100, cost of goods sold are 50, and the gross margin is 50. To avoid confusion between cash and percentages, we will always take gross profit to mean the cash sum, and gross margin to mean the percentage. The gross profit is sometimes called the merchandise profit. The gross profit needs to be big enough to cover all the expenses and leave some over for profit. The net profit is normally calculated before taxes are deducted. In some cases, retailers will report a profit before interest and tax, known as operating profit, reporting their interest charges separately. The lower the interest charges, the better the financial stability of the business. Operating expenses include all the non-merchandise costs associated with running a business, including payroll, office costs, marketing, finance, IT, etc. Gross profit minus expenses minus interest equals pre-tax profit in dollars. Pre-tax profit percentage equals pre-tax profit dollars divided by sales multiplied by 100. Pre-tax profits are used in three ways: to pay tax, to pay dividends to shareholders, and to reinvest in the business. Some companies do not pay dividends, especially in their startup years, in order to invest everything they make in building the business. The top 4 retail expense categories are shown in this chart. IT expenses are included as a comparison. The term expenses means all the costs of running the business, excluding the cost of the merchandise. Expenses include payroll of store, warehouse and headquarters personnel. This is the highest cost for most retailers and can vary from 8 to 14% of sales, depending on how much personal selling is involved. Second highest is occupancy costs, i.e. rent, heat, light, air conditioning, maintenance. These are 8 to 10% of sales. In third place is usually warehousing and distribution costs, averaging 4% of sales. Advertising and marketing costs are usually 3 to 6% of sales, and can be the third largest cost if the retailer is very promotion driven. Information technology costs are quite low compared to other costs, and vary from 0.5% to 1.8% of sales. And there are a variety of other expense categories, such as HR costs, finance costs, etc. Expenses are measured in money, and are often also spoken of as a percentage to net sales. In each retail segment, there are established percentage yardsticks for the major expense items. As we said earlier, there are 4 ways to improve retail profitability. Increase sales. This can be done by opening more stores, increasing e-commerce, in-stock management to increase availability, improved inventory management, customer relationship management to increase loyalty and sales, better analysis of data to identify trends earlier and optimise prices, reduce cost of goods. This is achieved through supply chain management. Reduce expenses. Labour scheduling to optimise the use of store associates, space productivity and planogramming, advertising and marketing effectiveness. Reduce interest charges. Reducing inventory holding is the main way to reduce interest charges.